Welcome to today's evening news wrap up. We're going to dive into the top stories making headlines, but before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, let's get into this news. First up, in New York, an 11-year-old schoolgirl was falsely arrested for being a car thief, leaving her in tears. Sad. In political news, nearly half of federal employees plan to resist Trump's incoming administration, according to a new poll. Russia and Iran have signed a 20-year defense and energy pact just days before Trump's inauguration. And China refining output has dipped for the first time in over 2 decades. Former Oakland Mayor Xing Tao faces potential life imprisonment after being indicted for allegedly funneling city contracts to two businessmen in exchange for money and benefits. I mean, she had to know that was illegal, right? The indictment, unsealed on Friday, accuses Tao, her partner Andre Jones, and businessman Andy and David Dion of bribery, conspiracy, and fraud. Tao, who was recalled from her position due to the city's rise in crime, has pleaded not guilty. Celebrity fitness trainer Jillian Michaels criticized California state and local officials for their poor management of the Los Angeles County wildfires, questioning how many people need to die for change to occur. She highlighted the delayed response time of emergency crews and the lack of water in fire hydrants due to budget cuts. Michaels also pointed out that outdated infrastructure from Southern California Edison contributed to the fires, and she called for better forestry management. Investor Kevin O'Leary has expressed his willingness to pay $20 billion in cash to acquire TikTok following a U.S. law mandating its sale due to its Chinese ownership. He highlighted the financial risks for service providers if apps isn't sold, if the app isn't sold by the deadline. O'Leary described the situation as highly complex and unprecedented. Meta has reinstated several pro-life Facebook accounts, including those of LifeNews.com, its founder Stephen Ertel, and pro-life advocate Abby Covington, after legal pressure from Alliance Defending Freedom. The accounts were previously suspended for months, causing significant harm to the individuals and their organizations. Meta's decisions to restore these accounts is seen as a positive step towards supporting free speech on its platforms. We'll see how long that lasts. Bill Gates recently had an intriguing dinner with President elect Donald Trump, where they discussed a wide range of topics, including vaccine innovation. Gates was impressed by Trump's interest in driving innovation and felt energized by the conversation. The dinner is part of a series of meetings Trump has had with major tech figures ahead of his inauguration. Republican lawmakers have introduced legislation to revive the Remain in Mexico policy, a key immigration policy from President elect Donald Trump's first administration. This policy, initially implemented by Trump in 2019 and dismantled by Joe Biden in 2021, requires migrants to wait in Mexico while their U.S. immigration are processed. The new legislation aimed to make this policy federal law, making it harder for future presidents to reverse. Florida authorities discovered over 30 Chinese migrants inside a U-Haul truck following a report of an alleged abduction. The migrants, including 16 Chinese females, 15 Chinese males, a Cuban man, and an Ecuadorian woman, were found in the truck after a security guard reported seeing an abduction involving a Toyota and a U-Haul. the migrants were handed over to the U.S. border to the U.S. Border Patrol, and 4 individuals were taken into police custody. A recent poll by Scott Rasmussen reveals that more Americans support the U.S. government decision to ban TikTok than oppose it. That's surprising. The Supreme Court upheld the ban, which will take effect on Sunday unless TikTok complies with a federal order to be sold. Opinions on the ban vary significantly among different age groups and political affiliations. Judge Aileen Cannon expressed skepticism about Attorney General Merrick Garland's plan to present special counsel Jack Smith's final report on Trump's classified documents case to Congress. Cannon questioned the urgency and necessity of disclosing the report before the conclusion of the criminal proceedings and raised concerns about potential leaks. The judge did not immediately issue a ruling. President-elect Donald Trump's legal team has requested the Georgia Supreme Court to uphold the disqualification of Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis from an election interference case against Trump and his co-defendants. The disqualification was due to appearance of impropriety related to Willis's romantic relationship with her former special counsel. Willis is appealing the decision, arguing that the appellate court overstepped its authority and created a new standard for disqualifying prosecutors. A federal appeals court ruled against the Obama era DACA policy, which shields immigrants who come to the U.S. as children. The decision affects over 500,000 beneficiaries who can still renew their permits, but no new applications will be accepted. This ruling may lead to another Supreme Court review. Chaos erupted during Secretary of State Antony Blinken's final press conference as journalists was dragged from the briefing room. The Biden administration has announced new clemency for nearly 2,500 nonviolent drug offenders. Finally, in the world of finance, President Joe Biden, departing green energy loan czar, has finalized a controversial $1.6 billion federal loan to green power company he invested in. The Biden administration forced gas and coal plants to embrace carbon capture, then privately told climate activists to fight it. Just despicable stuff. But that's all for today's evening news wrap up. Stay tuned for more updates, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.